Welcome back to Slightly Off Center. I'm glad you're here. This one started with something small. Netflix changed their plan, and I ended up with ads again. I didn't think much of it until I actually started watching. Some of the ads were really well done. Beautiful visuals, clever pacing, a kind of aspirational tone. And somewhere in the middle of all that, something caught me. They weren't just selling me a product. They were selling me a version of myself, a more adventurous me, a more curated me, a more capable, elegant, balanced version of who I could be, or should be. And I started to wonder, who told me that's me, or that I should want to become that? In a consumer world, the idea of being yourself is everywhere. Be original, find your style, express your truth. But so often, the self we're told to express comes prepackaged. A playlist, a wardrobe, a phone, an aesthetic, a mood board, a vibe. I followed those cues too. A designer bag, a new camera, a lifestyle that felt like it meant something. The relentless chasing for something that is forever changing. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's nothing wrong with beauty, or reward, or joy. But when our sense of self becomes entangled with what we buy, or how we're seen, something quiet starts to get lost. Buddhism talks about impermanence, that everything is constantly shifting, especially our feelings. You can want something for weeks, finally get it, and then feel the excitement dissolve. The thing stays, but the feeling doesn't. And if we don't notice that, we go looking again. To ease the suffering that comes from unfulfilled desires, Buddhism teaches us to cultivate fewer desires and contentment, and to realize that knowing contentment brings lasting joy. Fewer desires means not chasing beyond what we actually need. And when our essentials are met, being satisfied with that is what they call contentment. After a reading group session, I kept coming back to this question. How do we find contentment in a system that profits off dissatisfaction? We talked about small steps, unsubscribing from marketing emails, avoiding the mall, staying off social media during sales. But is that enough? Sometimes desire isn't triggered by what we see. It's already there, unspoken. A need for recognition, for identity, for something to hold on to. And when we can't see where it's coming from, we repeat it. Buddhism also speaks about dualistic thinking, the habit of dividing everything into good, bad, more, less, mine, theirs. It's that kind of thinking that feeds ego, and ego feeds craving. The self becomes tightly wrapped around comparison, and we keep trying to fill something that was never really empty. What would happen if we stopped labeling everything as better or worse, and just saw it as is? The Tao Te Ching offers a parallel. Too many colors blind the eye, too many sounds deafen the ear, too many flavors dull the tongue. The thrill of pursuit unsettles the heart. The craving for rare things leads us off course. The wise nourish the belly, not the eyes. They live simply, not to prove something, but to remain whole. This isn't about rejecting the world. It's not about getting rid of everything you love. But before we assemble another version of ourselves, through purchases, personas, or patterns, can we stop and ask, who told me that's me? And is that someone I want to keep listening to? Thanks for listening to this reflection. If this landed somewhere in you, you can find more pieces like this at Slightly Off Center, my Substack space for creative thought, design philosophy, and quiet questions. Until next time.